Hi everyone, Kristina here, and today I am so happy to share with you the best raw vegan pizza recipe. The seasons are changing, and it's that time of year when people are starting to crave more warm dishes. Not to mention, the holidays are around the corner and people are looking for some fun and festive recipes that are filling, satisfying, and savory to share. And this one does not disappoint. Who doesn't like a good pizza? Now, granted, this is a raw vegan pizza, but it is so good. I promise anybody you share this with will absolutely love it. Or if you love flatbread recipes, this one is for you. I've been getting a lot of requests for a raw vegan pizza recipe lately. And something I wanna add here is you can make a raw vegan pizza in so many different ways. There are so many different types of crusts and flavors and cheeses and toppings you can make. You can really tailor it to meet your own taste buds and your own needs. But Kristina, I thought you were a raw vegan. How can you be eating a pizza? There is a huge misconception out there that just because you're a raw vegan, you cannot consume warm foods. And actually, you can. You can eat foods that are warmed up to 118 degrees, and I'm gonna be using my Excalibur food dehydrator to make this pizza recipe today. Foods that are warmed up to 118 degrees or below still maintain all of the enzymes and all of the nutrients in the food. It doesn't actually cook the food, it just warms it enough or dehydrates it. It takes out the moisture so that you can consume these foods in a different way. You can make more fun recipes, and oftentimes you'll see dehydrators for more gourmet raw vegan recipes, which is what we're doing today. A raw pizza is a raw gourmet recipe. However, every now and again, it is really fun to make a raw vegan gourmet recipe that you can savor and enjoy and share with your loved ones. Not too long ago, I made a delicious raw lasagna recipe and a pesto pasta in my dehydrator. I'll link that video below for you, but they came out spectacularly delicious. They were so good. So today we're gonna have fun making the most delicious raw vegan pizza. I'm gonna show you how to make the crust, the cheese, the sauce. We're gonna have fun with the toppings and so much more. There are two appliances that you will need for this recipe. You're going to need a dehydrator and a blender. And I wanna take a special moment to touch on Excalibur dehydrators. For those of you who do not have a dehydrator, I recommend Excalibur. They are the best of the best. Before I moved to Hawaii, I had a 3-tray that was super affordable and I could fit into any cupboard, under the cabinet type of a thing in my house. It was perfect for me for about 9 years. I had that dehydrator for a while. And last year I upgraded to a 10-tray, which is the ultimate one, and I love it. I use it all the time. I make dehydrated snacks and crackers. I make things with my juice pulp in here. I make pizzas. The list goes on and on. There are so many different delicious things you can make with your dehydrator. This dehydrator in particular has so many special features. It has an electronic panel. It can go for 48 hours or more, I believe. You can set the temperature, you can set the time. It's stainless steel. It comes with glass doors in the front so you can see what's happening on the inside while it's going. I absolutely love this dehydrator and I could not recommend it enough. For those of you who are looking for a new dehydrator, Excalibur is the one that you want. I've reached out to Excalibur for you and they've been so kind as to offer a 20% off discount code for their dehydrators for you. You can use the code FullyRaw20 at checkout, and I've included the link in the description below so you can go and find which dehydrator is best for you, whether it's a 5-tray, a 9-tray, a 10-tray, and you can have fun building your raw food kitchen and you can expand the list of recipes that you can make. Trust me, this is so much fun. If you don't have a dehydrator, use your oven and set it to its lowest possible degree. Try to set it to 118 degrees if you can. That is optimal. Hopefully by the time I'm done filming this recipe will have been added to my FullyRaw recipe app for you. My app has more than 450 raw vegan recipes in it, and it's growing all the time. My app is available on both iTunes and Google Play. It's free to download, and once you download it, you can choose between a monthly and a yearly premium subscription. The premium gives you access to everything, so I do recommend the premium, and I've included both of those links below for you, and enjoy. So let's get started. We will be making this raw vegan pizza recipe in steps, and it will require a bit of patience. We're first gonna be making my epic rosemary tarragon flatbread crust. As you can see in front of me, I have all of the ingredients that I need for my crust. And all you need to make this crust are your hands and a mixing bowl. The crust is something that you want to mold with your hands. You really want it to mix well so that we can spread it on a tray and form our pizza crust base. So we're gonna take all of the ingredients here on the table, we're going to add them into the bowl, mix them with our hands until it takes on that nice, fluffy, doughy, cookie dough-like texture. So when you're ready, go ahead and add into your mixing bowl 2 cups of ground flax seeds, 2 cups of ground almond flour, 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk, 4 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 2 teaspoons of fresh herbs like rosemary, oregano, or thyme, 1 teaspoon of fresh or dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of fresh tarragon or dried tarragon, 2 teaspoons of pink Himalayan salt or to taste, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1.5 cups of water, 1 teaspoon of cumin is optional, and a sprinkle of paprika is also optional. Once you have all of these ingredients in your mixing bowl, go ahead and start mixing them together with your hands. Really get in there. As I mentioned, go ahead and mix this until it takes on a doughy cookie dough texture-like consistency. And when it's ready, we're gonna take out one of the trays from the dehydrator and make sure it has a Teflon sheet on there. We're gonna go ahead and take the crust and start spreading it onto your tray with the Teflon sheet. It's your pizza. You can make this pizza crust in whatever design you'd like. I'm gonna go ahead and try and make a really large circle here so that it resembles a pizza. You want this crust to be about 1/4 inch thick, maybe a little bit more if you like a thick crust on your pizza, because as it dehydrates, the moisture will go away and it will get thinner. So be sure not to make this crust too thin. Make sure it's thick, round out the edges as you see fit or how you'd like to style it. Have a little fun with this. We're now gonna take this crust and we're going to stick it in our dehydrator for approximately 8 hours at 118 degrees. I'll come back and check on it in about 4 hours and flip it over just to make sure that it's evenly dehydrating. So let's go ahead and close our dehydrator doors, set it to 8 hours, and I'll see you in a few. Once you take your pizza crust out of your dehydrator, you can see here that I'm gonna flip it back over to its original side by placing the Teflon sheet on top of it along with the tray and simply flipping it over just like this. You can use the other side if you'd like, but I think I prefer the other side for the top of my pizza. This is personal preference. And wowee, this looks perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. You can see this super thick, deep dish crust filled with flavor and herbs. This is gonna be delicious. Now, as I mentioned before, you can also use this as a flatbread and you can use this in many different ways, but today we're making a pizza. I'm gonna be making an epic tomato marinara sauce along with a delicious basil pesto sauce. Now, it's traditional for pizzas that you cover it with your favorite sauce of choice. However, since we're going all out today and making the best pizza of all time, I'm gonna be using both sauces on my pizza today. I'm gonna be using a marinara and a pesto. You don't have to do this. You can choose which one you would like. If you have a preference, if you feel like doing a marinara sauce, use the marinara. If you feel more like a pesto, use a pesto. Either way, you have options when making your pizzas, and I'm giving you 2 delicious ones right now. If you feel like going all out, you can do both of them with me right now. I'm gonna start first by making the epic tomato marinara sauce. I'm gonna be using my Vitamix blender to make this recipe. The Vitamix blender is my favorite blender of all time. You can use any blender that you have. For those of you who are interested in a Vitamix blender, you can check the links below. When ready, go ahead and add into your blender approximately 2 cups of cherry tomatoes, a half a cup of soaked and rinsed sun-dried tomatoes, 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme or a teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano or fresh oregano, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, a pinch of paprika, and a pinch of pink salt along with a little bit of black pepper. Blend this until it becomes smooth or the consistency that you desire. And once it's ready, you can go ahead and grab a spatula, pour this onto your pizza and smooth it over. Do not be afraid to lay the sauce on thick. I love a thick sauce on my pizza. Making sure not to get too close to the edges, that way you can see a little bit of your crust. Voila, look at how beautiful this tomato marinara sauce looks. Next up, we're gonna make the basil pesto. And this one is gonna be super simple because there are already so many flavors going on right now on this pizza. Between the crust and the marinara sauce, this pizza is already super flavorful and savory. But this pesto is just gonna add an extra level of flavor to it. For those of you who really like fresh herbs on your pizza, this is for you. When ready, go ahead and add into your Vitamix blender approximately 1 cup of raw pine nuts, 2 tablespoons of raw cashews, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 cup of fresh spinach, 1 large handful of basil, a pinch of pink salt and black pepper, and you can either use a sprinkle of lime juice or a little bit of water to help this blend. I'm using just a touch of water. Once this is blended, you can go ahead and add this pesto to your pizza as well. Like I said before, this is your pizza, so however you want to apply or design your sauces or your toppings or more, it's up to you. Have a little bit of fun here. Something that I did while making the delicious basil pesto was I put the pizza with the marinara sauce into the dehydrator just to get rid of some of that moist liquid or any of that liquid from the tomato sauce while I was making the pesto. You don't have to do this. It's an extra step that you can do. But as you can see, I dehydrated the pizza for about 15 minutes extra and it made a huge difference. So the tomato sauce isn't as watery anymore. You can see it's dried a little bit and it'll be perfect to add our pesto on right now. So once you've added your yummy spinach basil pesto to your pizza, we're gonna go ahead and add it back into the dehydrator for about 15 to 30 minutes at 118 degrees Fahrenheit. And while this is in the dehydrator, we're gonna make our cashew cheese. The cashew cheese is optional. It is that additional extra step, but since we're making the best raw vegan pizza ever, we're making this cashew cheese. Once you've added your pizza into the dehydrator, go ahead and get your ingredients ready for the cashew cheese. We're gonna make this really simple. You may or may not use all of this. Whatever you have left over, you can just stick in your fridge for a future use. I'm gonna be using my Vitamix blender to make this creamy cheese. When ready, go ahead and add into your Vitamix approximately 1 cup of raw cashews, the juice of 1 lime or lemon, a pinch of pink Himalayan salt, 1 heaping teaspoon of nutritional yeast, and a touch of water to blend. Blend this until it becomes completely smooth and creamy, and you can apply it to your pizza just like this if you want, or if you want to be super fancy, you can add your cheese into a piping bag where you can then create your own cheese design for your pizza. When your 30 minutes is up, go ahead and remove your pizza from the dehydrator and let's get ready to add our cheese and our toppings. Your pizza, your preference. You can go ahead and add the cheese onto the pizza right now if you'd like, or you can start with the toppings first. For your toppings, you can use bell peppers, green onions, fresh arugula, spinach, chopped cherry tomatoes, oregano, mushrooms, olives, red onion, fresh thyme, and also some delicious, fresh, ripe, sliced avocado. You can use whatever toppings that you want for your pizza. This is the best part for me, is getting to choose my toppings. Everyone has their favorite toppings that they like to add to their pizza, so really tailor this to meet your own taste buds. Once you've added your toppings, you can go ahead and swirl some of your cashew cheese on top for an extra added fit, or you can even mix on some Parmesan, which is either mac nuts or Brazil nuts processed together with some nutritional yeast. How absolutely decadent and incredible does this raw vegan pizza look. This is the raw vegan pizza of all pizzas. I am in heaven right now. I cannot wait to bite into a slice. This is a very filling pizza. It is a very gourmet raw vegan dish. So you might not be able to eat the whole thing in one sitting. I could probably only handle 2 really big slices at a time. However, this pizza will hold really well in a Tupperware container in the fridge for about 3 to 4 days. So you can either share it with family or friends, or you can save it for later. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my epic deep crust raw vegan pizza. Are you ready for this one? How insane does this look? Whoever out there said you can't make a pizza raw vegan, well, we've just done it, and this one is good for the mind, the body, the spirit, and so much more. This is so good, it's crazy. What is happening in my mouth right now? This is so good. Oh my goodness, this is like a doughy pizza. And you taste the tomato sauce, you taste the marinara, you taste the toppings, but it's like ultimately you taste like all those herbs and the, oh my god. This is incredible. If you would have told me 20 years ago that I could make a raw vegan pizza that would taste better than any other pizza that I've had, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But this flatbread pizza is insane. It's just, I'm speechless. If this pizza looks delicious to you, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, because there is only more deliciousness to come. For those of you who would like to get this exact recipe, I'll be adding it onto my FullyRaw recipe app for you. And there are 450 other raw vegan recipes on my app that you can enjoy. My app is available on iTunes and Google Play. The links are below for you. Also, for those of you interested in getting an Excalibur dehydrator, please do not forget about their 20% off discount code that they've so generously given to us. FullyRaw20 is the code, and you use it at checkout. Excalibur is the standard for all dehydrators, so please do not think twice about getting any other kind of dehydrator if you're wanting to get one in your kitchen. In every raw food professional chef kitchen that I've ever been in, they all have an Excalibur dehydrator. Trust me when I say this is the one you want. All right, my friends, I'm about to go and enjoy a slice of this delicious pizza, and I hope that you get to go and do the same. Thank you so much for joining me in this video today. Sending you all my hugs and my love. Bye.